Balochistan is a region defined by a harsh desert landscape. Yet these rugged mountains serve as the primary resource engine for the state of Pakistan and a critical focal point for billions in Chinese foreign investment. The official narrative from the Pakistani Ministry of Foreign Affairs is one of total stability. They maintain that the territory is secure, the local insurgency is under control, and that every foreign technician receives impeccable military protection. However, a report from the Financial Times tells a different story. It reveals that Chinese state-backed companies are actually considering shutting down their operations, citing security risks that have made their billion-dollar investments increasingly untenable. These companies are retreating as Baloch activists make a bold claim. Their security forces now control 85% of the territory in the province. Claiming territory is only the first step in the process of separation. For a movement to actually function as a state, it needs its own internal economy, a unified cultural identity, and a shared motivation strong enough to survive the transition. When a superpower like China begins withdrawing its engineers, it serves as objective evidence that this administrative shift is already happening beneath the surface of the official government reports. The Balochistan Liberation Army has focused on breaking the state's monopoly on violence. By creating a climate of constant risk, they have made the environment too volatile for even the most heavily guarded megaprojects to continue extraction. But the ability to fight doesn't necessarily mean the ability to govern. Many skeptics question whether a sparsely populated desert could actually survive as an independent financial entity. The scale of the wealth here is difficult to overstate. This open-pit mine is a window into the region's massive copper and gold reserves. Despite that value, progress has stalled. These deep excavation projects are being left mid-stride, pits collecting stagnant water. Beyond the metals, the current state infrastructure includes 1,200 operational coal mines and 150 active gas fields. If these revenues were managed by a local administration rather than sent to Islamabad, the region would possess the raw resource base necessary to fund its own government, a financial starting point that very few breakaway movements ever have access to. Even with wealth and territory, a nation needs a distinct identity to bind its people together. Activists are already implementing a shadow administrative structure, which includes a new national flag, an anthem, and the introduction of a proposed independent currency known as the Baloi Feloo. The most powerful force driving the civilian population towards this new identity is the conduct of the Pakistani state itself. Public anger reached a boiling point after the case of two innocent brothers who were taken into military custody. They were held without any proven link to the insurgency and killed while in detention, leaving their families with no trial and no explanation. This pattern of extrajudicial violence has become a highly effective recruitment tool. Each documented case of state overreach radicalizes the local population, turning grief into a commitment to the breakaway cause. The insurgency is now operating on a specific timeline. With a reported force of 500,000 personnel, their stated goal is to fully dismantle the Pakistani administration in the province by the end of 2026. This isn't the first time the Pakistani state has faced this kind of internal fracture. In 1971, the Mukti Bahini rebellion in East Pakistan followed a nearly identical path of local grievance and administrative collapse. That conflict successfully led to the creation of Bangladesh and the birth of its own currency, the taka. The current movement for the Baloi Feloo is following that exact historical precedent. The turning point in 1971 came when the Indian Army intervened, accepting the surrender of Pakistani forces to prevent a total massacre, as the local population turned on the retreating military. As the state's grip on Balochistan continues to weaken, the question now is how neighboring powers will react to the growing instability on their borders. The map of South Asia is under significant strain. Whether the final break takes 1 year or 3, the structural decay of Pakistani authority suggests that the birth of a new republic is becoming a distinct historical possibility.